Once again, good morning and welcome. What's up and about? Mary has a very interesting story that she wants to tell us. She was all about it this morning. Mary, please, what was it again? Mary, tell us.
It's like Mazino does not want us to do what's up and about.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Okay, let's get serious. Well, technically, that song actually, the nursery rhyme is actually quite cool because it rhymes with what we're talking about today. It's about a young girl whose parents, her birthday is coming up.
Yeah.
So she asked her parents for an iPhone 8.
iPhone 8. She was
And
not a modest.
iPhone 8.
iPhone
Let's just say
8.
iPhone
She
8.
didn't want to stress
they
them.
still sell iPhone 8. What do you
Are you
think?
sure?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about used ones. You know that.
Okay, no. It's,
The company, the company probably discontinue. Yeah, you can get a new one. But I mean, we are at 15 now, so that's like halfway down the line. I don't think they are still producing.
She was being modest, so
iPhone
she wanted
8.
to like, oh, people who can't afford 15. Modest family, give me iPhone 8.
Let's do
Maybe even
halfway.
used one. That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm not sure you might say.
So she asked her parents for iPhone 8, and her dad started advising her.
Advice. Was that advice? Please, you have to take away the story from me, please.
I'm at a loss
Give me back the story.
Take the story.
Mike, this is what happened. She asked for an
thought
iPhone
you
8. No, let me collect it back from her.
Why the vex?
Why did you take it
She
back
asked for an iPhone 8, and the reaction, and note I said reaction, that came from her parents was bleeding.
Vitriol.
Vitriol, exactly. Her father, for
Well,
one,
now you can talk.
her father championed the cause by telling her how much of a disappointment she was, even suggested that she sell her body, or maybe suggested that she has been doing so, and that she does not have admission. She has no admission, no plan for the future, but wants an iPhone.
An iPhone.
Like, does not imagine that he's not even banking on her to care for him in future.
He said a lot.
said a lot,
Her mother also espoused most of the things that her father said, and also added how disappointed she was.
Now, why is she causing her pain?
She kept saying that. Now, this video went viral. It's a 2-minute long video of her being silent in the back of the car, doing a video of the phone facing herself, a selfie video, and her parents in the background lambasting her. I am not espousing to a young girl of her age who has no education or limited education, asking for something as elaborate as that, if you call that elaborate, especially when you look at the family or what kind of the modesty of the family she's from. However, the one thing that really irked me was the response, the reaction from the parents. I go back to this. I was having a conversation earlier with Olamide, our head producer here, and I said to him, or he said to me, mothers can react. You can react. You can just, what? Which guy,
Dad.
your father, you cannot afford to react the way he did. You will cause more harm than good. I don't know if you agree with me, Mike.
Oh man, so I've read or seen more reactions to that than actually what happened. But first of all, let's look at it that way. When we're growing up, we didn't have phones to record what kind of things we heard from our parents.
If we had.
We heard a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, yeah, at times taking one situation or one out of context or just on its own, it might be a problem. You don't know the relation. See, I have seen people who say the worst things to people that they love, and then just a minute later, okay, don't worry, I'll get it.
Like I do you.
You know, it has happened. We have seen where we've seen where parents they will meanwhile the father is thinking, hey, I won't get this money. Or, I won't get it. But outside, he will tear you down. And then he's thinking, how do I get this money? This girl needs this. And then probably the next week, the next month, take.
Yeah.
So too many reactions. You don't just put your mouth inside. You don't know how the thing take be. You'll be surprised now that girl, the man is thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how he's letting out the tension. I mean, at that point, I don't get the money, but she needs them. And they think, I'm not capable to do this.
I have a
thing
personal
now.
instance I want to let you guys know, but
I'm
Mary,
just saying.
what's your take on it?
Okay, so for me regarding this, I'm not on either side regarding this.
Same here.
Normally, I would like to stick to a side and all, but I'm not on either side. On the one hand, the parents are right. You are yet to get an admission. Now, what were you using to record the video? It was
It's a phone.
Which means that they already got you a phone. Now, you wanted an upgrade. Wisdom is needed, especially when dealing with your parents. And it's not an African parents thing. It's worldwide. It's a universal thing. When you're dealing with your parents, you don't collect something from them. There are ways you go about it. You present your case like you are putting up a business plan.
I used to damage the old one to get a new one.
You can...
That happens. That was the scope.
You can use, you know, exactly. That's
was
one
the
of the
scope.
things that. So there are things you can do. You don't just walk up to your parents with a fully functional phone
Say you
and
want
tell
an
them that
upgrade.
for my birthday I want iPhone 8.
Well, it's a birthday.
Dude,
It's a birthday. Actually, my father loves me. He'll get me. But
Well,
listen,
that's for the girl side. Now, for the parent side, the reality is many parents are like that. It's unfortunate. We have to be truthful about it. But many parents are like
And
that.
it doesn't mean that they will not provide.
It doesn't mean they will not provide, but it's also galling. And we must talk about the fact that it is very, very traumatic for an average child.
Thank
now,
you.
the reason you can say
Yeah.
that
Thank
to
you.
that girl
Yeah.
is because you believe she will not prostitute as you encourage
because you brought her up right.
because you believe you brought her up right.
Yeah.
But what if the girl is the type that is like, I'm
Is this what you
recording
think of me?
So I can have proof when my boyfriend buys me iPhone
exactly.
13.
You asked me to do
Are you
it.
getting it? Because
Yeah.
children think differently. There are some children you tell this kind of things, they fall into depression.
Yeah.
There are some children you tell this kind of things, walk borrow straight, they go straight into the streets. And there are
Translation,
some
don't
you
go.
tell, I
Translation.
already did immediately.
Okay.
They go straight into And then there are some that you tell that will be like, shrug it off and like, well, whatever, when you're ready, you buy for me. And later in life, I can always buy my things
I have a
myself.
personal
So
instance.
it depends.
The reason why I'm hopping on the reaction bit, especially when it comes to fathers, is this. A father is that one person the child always looks up to when it comes to rationality. So to lose all guard and just say, you gotta say, but that's the dangerous thing. Something happened with my daughter on Friday. Came back from school looking morose and sad. My wife picked her up, asked her, what's the matter? She said, nah, nothing. What is it? She says, well, a couple of kids in school wanted me to see something on their tab. I saw it and I didn't like it. What is it? She refused to tell her mother. She said, no, I can't tell you, but I just want to forget it. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Her mother tells me over the weekend, and I asked my daughter, brought her home from service, and I'm like, hey, what happens in school? What do the guys see on their tabs? Like, oh, they're little grown men, they see football. I'm like, okay, so what do the girls see? She's like, oh, no, I know where you're going. Mommy told you, didn't she? I'm like, yeah, but you have to talk to us. Now, listen to this. We had thought that it was something so outrageous. We thought it was something that had to do with sexuality or sex. My daughter is going to be 8 soon, and that was very early. But eventually, after much prying and coaxing and talking, we found out that it was a very small matter. It was a case of a kid being rude to a parent. And I said to her and my wife, if this is a small matter that she couldn't tell us, we need to start getting her ready for the big matters. Exactly. There and then we asked her, do you know what sex is? Guess what my daughter says? Yes. She's 7, going to be 8 in 2 weeks. She knows. Where did you learn it from? Our guess would have been from school and friends and everything.
And I should mention that Mazino is very particular about what his child views on the phone.
Very, very.
So for him to be saying this, there's a reason.
Guess where she learned about sex from? From the religious houses. From, you could say, church.
You see what I was telling you the other day?
So
when
it's
you were
not,
saying
it
you
wasn't
are
a bad
micromanaging?
thing.
I told you.
It was not a bad thing that she knows, that she has this knowledge.
Yeah, yes.
But it's now our responsibility to guide her through that knowledge, what she needs to know, how she needs to attend to when the matters arise, when her friends tell her, hey, this is sex. Like, I know about it, and I know it's not for me. So we want her to be very open. And that's what I meant by, I couldn't have reacted at that point.
To be real, and this isn't even now, like for several generations, parents have always been under pressure. You're trying to provide for your family, you're trying to get things done, and so you expect your children to be perfect. Like, I'm working so hard, the least you can do is be perfect. Like, do well at school, give me good grades, gain admission when your mates are gaining admission. However, sometimes parents need to cut their children some slack.
Yeah.
See, at the end of the day, I've always believed that there's no such thing as failure. It's a process of discovery.
Oh, okay.
While you are still failing, it's because you have not gotten to your place of excellence. When you reach that place of excellence, you could excel even more than those that have been doing well for years.
That's beautiful.
And so the job of a parent is to help that child find a place of excellence. Because if the child doesn't fail, the child is probably doing something else. Maybe cheating in examinations, doing really silly things just to meet up to the standard.
Mary, they're shouting in my ear that you should round up.
I should round up. Okay, let's just take this break.
But thank you, that was beautiful. Let's go to break.